enjoy the ride. In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.
I was on a vacation and took a little trip and learned something about elevators. People self-organize in elevators to maximize space. Have you noticed that? I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for 815 day, the 15th day of August, the year 2026, my friend.
The latest it has ever been in the history of mankind. I think I stepped on your line there. They self-organize. They just don't want to make eye contact with you. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. That's all it is.
I got a confession to make about elevators. You ready to hear a little confession?
I'm not sure, but go ahead.
Whenever my wife and I find ourselves alone for a second in an elevator, we have to kiss. It's just a rule. It's an unspoken rule between my wife and I that it's kissing time when we find ourselves alone in an elevator for a second.
Well, you know, you're not really alone. There are cameras.
Oh,
there are cameras in elevators, buddy.
And on the cruise ship that we were on, the main elevators, they're glass, so you can see all the way down to the lobby and everything else. So I regret not getting a good photo. We do all these photo shoots all over the cruise ship. You know, every night, you know, they want to sell you these photo packages, so they take these really nice photos. And we were doing photos late one night. We were like the last client, if you will, of this photographer. And I was telling him we were going into the elevator. I wish I'd have told him, hey, take a picture of us in the elevator. We're gonna buy one of those photos if you get a good one. And I didn't do that. I regret doing that. So anyway.
Oh man, you're just gonna have to go back on your cruise.
That's right. We got to book another one. We've got a good show for you, and the person may be still sleeping next to you. So maybe give them a little nudge and say, Greg and Tom are chatting. It's time for In Crowd 815. And we're going to be chatting with John. He's with Anderson Japanese Gardens. In fact, you know what? I just noticed in the title, I neglected to put the word Japanese. And I don't know why I did that. I'm sure I copied and pasted somewhere. And that needs to be fixed, because that's important. And I'm sure John will tell us why that's important when we talk with him in a couple of minutes. We're also going to be chatting with Joe. Joe's with Fairhaven Christian Retirement Center. So John Gleason, Joe Sosnowski, our guests today. Before we get to that, let's do this first. Our current race to 10 has Greg in the lead by a score of 5-3. And our big number of the week this week, as you may have seen as we started the show, is 20 million. That's a big number. Does it have something to do with condiments or consumption? Condiments or consumption? We want you to put your guess in the comments, and maybe you'll win a hat like this lovely hat right here, or maybe a t-shirt or a lunch with the humble, silly hosts of the In Crowd 815.
My hat's boring.
Yours is kind of boring this week. What's up with that?
I don't know. I could change it up here. I got a better one right here. You'll like this one. Hold on.
You got to take the headphones off. Hey, look at that. There we go. Football season started. Well, some would argue it hasn't, but it's on TV this week, so there you go. Go Pack, go. Nice loss to the Steelers. That was, you know.
Yep. No, I wasn't worried about it. Trey smacked the ball around. That's all I was concerned about. He's good.
That's right.
He's good.
Awesome.
He's the new hero in town.
Before we get to our first guest, quick reminder that October 1st is our next In Crowd 815 Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest, sponsored by Medicare 411. We have an $8,000 grand prize for the winning teams chosen not for profit. We have room for 12 teams to compete for this prize, and 2 other $1,000 prizes that'll be up for grabs as well. 6 teams have already signed up, so we only have room for 6 more. We're halfway to our maximum of 12 teams for the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. It's happening October 1st at Tabala. And if you want to learn more about it, we did a show 2 weeks ago, describing all about what the Mask Karaoke Trivia Contest is, that it really doesn't involve masks, and how that works with the trivia and karaoke combined. Check out Spotify. I think it was episode 330 a couple of weeks ago. So check that out if you want to learn more. We'd love to have you participating in the next Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. All right, let's do this.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. Tom's our trivia master. Our first guest today joins us from, Anderson Japanese Gardens, and he is, I believe, the COO, and that's John Gleason. Good morning to you, John.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Happy 815 Day.
Happy 815 Day. You got anything special planned for 815 Day?
At the Gardens, yes. We're doing a special admission, $8.15 for people who want to come and visit the Gardens. And then personally, I'll be spending all day at the Rock Yard Music Fest.
Awesome. Well, we're going to put you on the main screen here, on the big screen. And before we get into all things Anderson Japanese Gardens, we want to learn a little bit about you, John. Are you a Rockford native, or did you grow up elsewhere? Where's childhood for John Gleason?
So I am not a Rockford native. I actually moved out here in 2013. I am born and raised in New York City. So,
New York City.
New York City.
Get a rope.
Yeah, born and raised on one of the 5 boroughs, Staten Island, the one that gets forgotten the most.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Why is that? What's up?
I don't know. I mean, you think there's always like the internal joke. It's like, oh, Staten Island, that's where people who were trying to leave Brooklyn and make their way to Jersey and broke down. So kind of like, the joke. Like everybody knows Manhattan as the city. Everybody knows Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens. But yeah, Staten Island, we were like our own thing. It's an island, so we're all islanders, which sounds cool. But it's kind of overlooked when it comes to people looking at New York as like a whole city. It always we get more compared to like, oh, you guys are part of Jersey. It's like, no, we're not part of Jersey. Don't say that. Not offensive to Jersey. Like,
don't insult us like that.
We're part of you guys.
Well, let me ask you
now,
this.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
ahead, Tom.
Staten Island. I'm sorry. Staten Island used to be called Richmond. Is that correct?
Yeah, Richmond. And then also Bull's Head. They had a whole bunch of different names. We were known for having we had the dump. So the Staten Island dump was kind of like our claim to fame for a while until they closed it in like 2000. And now it's kind of like it's not a park yet, but it's like they're trying to grow it over and make it nice. But yeah, for the longest time we had the dump, which was like visible from space or something crazy.
Could they build a stadium on that dump? Maybe you can.
I don't think they could build
the
a
Giants
stadium on the dump. No, they could not build a stadium on the dump. They had like goats cleaning it all off. They were trying to do some big park. Every time I go back, there's always something. But
okay. Well, we always like to try to make fun of your high school mascot. So, where did you go to high school, and what was your mascot in high school?
So I went to Curtis High School. It was
Curtis.
So it was Curtis High School. When I was at the school, it was like celebrating its 101st birthday. It's a very old building. Our mascot was the Curtis Warriors for the first 3 years of my high school career, which was a Native American chief. And then obviously due to some things, it got changed to a different cultural warrior, which I think it was like a Spartan. I don't think they didn't finish like the logo yet. We were for like 1 year, my senior year, we were just the Warriors. And I think they finally decided on like a Spartan warrior, which they were like, that's safe. So yeah, we were the Warriors.
There's no more Spartans around, so we can do that.
Yeah,
so.
They're fine. There was a movie. They wear like no clothes and they're strong, so that's cool.
My high school mascot was the Warriors too. They still are the Warriors. They haven't changed it. They're in Wisconsin. So
nice.
All right, can't pick on that really, I guess. So that's okay.
Right.
And then what kind of a career arc led you to Rockford? What did you? Was there a college thing that you did? Was there a first job out of school that it kind of led you in a path that you became part of what Anderson Japanese Garden does today?
So my career path started, back home I worked for the YMCA. I did a lot of kids stuff. I'm an actor, performer, entertainer. I wound up working on cruise ships for 5 years.
Oh, that's fun.
The reason why I'm here in Rockford is because of my wife. She worked on cruise ships, and we both contract together. She's a teacher here in Rockford, and I was just kind of a hospitality entertainment person. And so it was kind of easy for me to relocate. So I came out to Rockford looking for after I was done on ships and retired after 5 years, because it's a great job, it's a great experience. If you want to do it for a longer period of time, it's kind of isolating. Like, you make your friends and everything while you work. I know you were talking about cruise ships early, so I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
look at that. Yep. So yeah, spent 5 years working on board, working as cruise director, doing all the fun stuff. So it was the best job ever. It's so much fun. So came out here and kind of keep it in that hospitality mentality. I started working in some hotels, got involved in sales and events at some hotels here in town. And then after the pandemic, after COVID in 2021, an opportunity arose for me to come out to the garden. And after talking to them for a little while, they were like, hey, we think you'd be a great fit for a new position, a more enhanced position. And here I am as the chief operating officer of Anderson Japanese Gardens. So it's not necessarily something that, was being looked at, but I wound up here, and it's just really, it's awesome because it's a great experience, and it's kind of pulling from all of my past experience. But if you would have went back to me in high school and been like, in the year 2026, you will be working at a Japanese garden. Like
Yeah,
that,
right.
in Rockford, Illinois, like those two things, I've been like, whoa, hang on a second, back up a bit. What?
Can we reconsider? I mean, would you say?
Yeah, I was like, are you sure? Are you talking about this John Gleason? Like, I know I'm the third. Are you talking about is my dad going to be moving? Like, what's going on?
Well, so that leads me. I'm going to bring up your website here. What does a COO do? What is it? What does your job title really entail at Anderson Japanese Gardens?
So I do everything at the gardens that does not involve the plants. Like, that is what I need to specify, is I do not do anything with the plants or the gardening aspect of anything, but everything else. So all of the general operations, all the guest experience, all the budgeting, all the administrative stuff, all of that. But when it comes to the actual plants and the gardening aspect of it, I mean, I'll be there. You can tell me like, oh, this is this kind of tree, this is this kind of bush, and I'm just like, great, I believe you. I'll oversee some of the the logistics for projects and any of those big things, but for the most part, it's anything that's involved in the garden that does not involve the plants. So everybody who's an enthusiast, they're like, okay, cool. This guy from New York is not gonna, do stuff. And I've learned a lot. I will say that I have learned a lot. I do like to take in everything. I'm like a sponge. So I have learned a lot, but I'm still not confident to be like, yeah, guys, step back. Let me get this.
Well, you've got obviously some expert landscapers that know more than just landscaping. They know something about the Japanese technique of landscaping, which is something, I don't know how much you can talk about that in your position, but obviously that is extremely important.
Yes, it is and this is one of the things that I've learned a lot about with my time. Like, I've always been fascinated with Japan because they are very intentional. Everything is done with a very big. There's a lot of patience involved in things, but learning a lot about the whole Japanese garden, the concept, the mindset, and just like what goes into it, it is. I mean, it's incredibly fascinating. So, like, the garden design for a Japanese garden, to just kind of give you a little bit of insight. There's three components when you make a Japanese garden. It's water, plants, and stone. That's it. So those three things are what is the template for creating a garden, and they're done in a way that kind of will like guide you intentionally. There's no signs in Japanese gardens. Like, you're supposed to go and experience it in real time while you're walking through. Not everything is revealed when you first come in. It's not like when you see a Western garden, like a botanic garden, like a rose garden, where you walk in and it's just like, here's everything, see it all, and then you can get close to things. This is like, you go in, there's all these winding paths, there's all these little pockets, there's all these moments for you to kind of like reconnect, reset, and just be in the moment. So all of that goes into the design of the garden, and the upkeep of it is. We were just talking with the designer that we're working with now, Sada, and he was talking about how the garden has all these phases where you have the initial concept of the garden, and then you have the lifespan of the garden every 50 years, and you're taking care of it and you're pruning things and you're upkeeping it, but every time you do it, it almost creates a new garden. So every time you are clearing up the trees, clearing up the path, like in that day, the next day, the garden is something different. The garden is something new. And it's just a constant work in progress. And when people come to Anderson Gardens, you'll see that it truly is a working garden because the crew is out there every day clearing any weeds, clearing any of the overgrown branches on the trees. They're up on ladders pruning. So it's not like you're going to go walk through and see an area that's not been taken care of. Like they're out there all day, every day, keeping it nice. And I'm like, geez, if I can do half of that at my garden at home, it would look better. But they're doing this in a way that there's no areas that ever get overlooked where you walk by and you go, oh boy, somebody should probably get a look at that. Like every area, even the areas outside the bathroom, because again, everything in the garden is intentional and everything is designed with the idea that it is going to be observed by somebody. Like nothing is by accident in the garden.
That's true. That's true. The way you're describing this makes me think of that saying about rivers. No man enters the same river twice because the river's different and the man is different. Well, it's the same for the garden, right? The garden is different. The man's different. Every time there's a slight change, and that's a good thing. Well, this year was recently impressed with the idea that the reason why a lot of us as we age think that time speeds up is because so many things we have in our lives become familiar and we can expect them. And so we're not surprised by them. So here we are doing our everyday lives. This last week in my life felt like it flew right by. And it just, yesterday, I'm like, how could it be Friday? I just got home from my vacation and already it's Friday and we've been home for a week. I'm like, how did that happen? So doing things like walking through a Japanese garden to see things that are different helps slow time down a little bit. Obviously not literally, but in our heads.
Yeah.
And I just found that fascinating, and to think that that makes a lot of sense. So let this be an encouragement to people to go and visit the gardens more than once, to see the changes, to find new things, and to slow time down because it goes so freaking fast in our world.
Yeah, and so to kind of go on what you were just saying is the Japanese have a phrase, because they do, of course. They've got something for all of that stuff. It's ichigo, ichiway, which is one moment, one opportunity. So everything, even like right now, like the three of us talking about this is going to happen this one time. And then if it ever does happen again, there's going to be something that's different about it. So they really approach every moment of every day of everything with like, this is probably not going to happen again. So that whole concept, and in the garden, there's the deer chaser, the thing that fills with water and falls down. That is supposed to have that trigger of every time it makes the noise is a new moment. And it helps with meditation. It helps with just kind of reconnecting and recentering. So you'll be walking and you're obviously going to be thinking about things. And then when that moment hits, you're like, okay, it like triggers you back out of it. And in walking around the garden, in the path, the way the paths are designed is like you're walking around. The paths are made to be uneven. They've got a little bit of like, nooks and crannies. So you'll be walking around, you'll be looking at stuff like, wow, that tree's really nice. Oh, I don't want to trip. And when you look down, when you look back up again, you're going to probably be looking at something different. You get disconnected from that moment and you start a new moment again. And the best part is all of that's on purpose. It's not just like, oh, this is a crappy path nobody took care of. It's like, no, you make it so that it causes people to pay attention. You can't walk through the garden kind of like half distracted. Like you are in the moment and you can really benefit from it. And it's been engineered in such a way to like help with mindfulness, help with wellness. And it's like, they say just being out in nature for 20 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day boosts your mood and everything. And then the Japanese took that whole idea and were like, we're going to design like gardens and these spaces that take that to a whole other level. So it's like, all right, you guys, you got it.
We need these things. I personally need these things to fight any kind of anxiety that comes my way. So I hope people see this as a, let's say, a drug-free way to counteract some of the anxiety that enters our lives. Tom, you got something?
Well, I got a couple of thoughts. First of all, Ichigo, he played right field for the Mariners, correct? No, I'm kidding. All right. What I was going to say, John, is you do a very, very good job of creating a word picture. I've been to Anderson a couple of times, and I'm walking along in my brain, and what you're saying is exactly true. It's amazing to look up and everything. It's amazing. You do a great job with that. The other thing I was going to say is I hate when people say stuff like, oh, it's Rockford's best kept secret. Well, first of all, it's not a secret. and it's not a best kept secret because everybody knows about Anderson. So I hate when people use that term. But if you haven't been there, I strongly encourage you to go because that's where these terms originate. Oh, Rockford's best kept secret. Yeah, I've never been there. But you know what? There's no reason why you shouldn't have been. We're always advertised. We're always, I say we. I don't mean we, but you know what I mean.
Go Rockford and the like. Yeah.
There's people like yourself coming. Go Rockford. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can't miss it. If you miss it, because you're not paying attention. So
Yeah.
I strongly encourage everybody. Oh, and also the restaurant. And it's been a while since I've been there. What's it called? The restaurant there?
Fresco.
Fresco. Been there a couple of times. Wonderful service, wonderful food, great atmosphere. So the whole package is what I highly recommend. And then the last thing I wanted to say is, I know you do your summer program on Tuesdays. Every time I go to trivia on Tuesdays, I see the people walking down Parkview, and I'm like, where are all these people? Oh, that's right, they're going to Anderson. That's right. So it's amazing. It is one of the things about Rockford that you must check out at least once. And once you do it, be prepared to do it again and again and again.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I kind of get the, both sides of the spectrum is you get people who are like super fans of the garden, people who love the garden, people who have memories from the garden, whether they got married or they've just been coming there their whole life. And then still on a daily basis, you'll get people that will come through the garden and I'll talk to them and they're like, I lived in Rockford for 30 years and I've never been here. This place is amazing. So while it is kind of like, the best kept, we don't want it to be a secret. We want people to come. And we're so grateful that the community, the people who are in the community, know about it and they come and they visit. But we want more of the people in Rockford to be able to come out and enjoy it because people travel from far away to seek this place out. And it has this kind of, people are aware of it on such a wider scale that we were like, we want to share it more with the people who live here, the people who have that easier access to it. And it's just like, come on in, like we check it out, see what this is all about. But like, yeah, people who travel from far away that come visit, we were listed on like the Home and Gardening of like the #1 garden in Illinois, and we're like, holy, like wow, that's really, oh well, I mean, like that's awesome. Like we're up there, we're in with some great competition, but like to be named that was really cool. And it's like we talk to people and we're like, where are you coming from? It's like, oh, we're coming from Indiana. We're coming from, up in Wisconsin. We're coming from, Iowa. We are on our way to this place. And we were like, let's stop in Rockford. I've always wanted to check out Anderson Japanese Gardens. So it's really, really cool.
Well, it's a great day to do that. $8.15 for 815 day. If you're watching this live or watching it today, you guys are open how long today?
We're open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today.
Okay.
So $8.15 for all admission levels today. So it's a pretty nice discount for Saturdays.
And obviously more people are going to see this after the fact. So when people come out to visit Anderson Japanese Gardens, what's kind of a typical ask of people to say, hey, here's a good time to come, here's kind of how much and stuff like that? What's a good admission?
Yeah. So we have a weekday pricing and weekend pricing. So weekday prices, adults will be $13, and then on weekends adults are $15, and then we have a senior level, student, military, and then children 5 and under are free. Obviously, if you're a member, we have a premium member and we have regular basic members. Those get in free all the time. In addition to having a membership to the gardens, our membership is also part of a reciprocity program for some other gardens across the country. I've used it many times when I go back home to New York to go visit the botanic gardens out there. We've used it when we were in Grand Cayman because there's a Grand Cayman botanic garden. And I was like, I'm just going to come check it out. So it's pretty sweet. So if you like to go to gardens, if this is kind of your thing, become a member of the garden, support Anderson Gardens, come there. Come take a walk after work, take a stroll, reset after your day. And then you can go visit other gardens when you're on vacation and stuff.
Nice.
And then the best time to come, oh boy, the garden is ever changing. So, we're open during the spring where everything's just coming through. summer when everything is like very lush and green, fall when all the colors are coming through, even winter when we do our holiday lights, when everything is so bare but lit up, it still has this like haunting, majestic feel to the garden. There's not really any best time because they're all great. My personal favorite is when it's raining. I like to go walk out in the garden with an umbrella, and you get to go through all those paths. You hear the rain on the umbrella. You see the water with the ripples. That's like, for me, that's the perfect time. And then there's also not as many people out in the garden. But like, again, our weekends are busy, especially during the holidays. But if you live in the Rockford area during the week, it's nice. You get a good, nice afternoon. It's not going to be super busy. You'll be able to enjoy it. But I mean, whatever weather you really enjoy being outside, that's your best day to come.
Yeah, that's a good tip right there. That's a very good tip right there. So we've got the links to the Facebook page and the website in the chat, so you can one click right over to Anderson Japanese Gardens. Their Facebook page, andersongardens.org is what we're on here now. And before we transition to our next guest and do some trivia, is there something on the website or an event or anything specific that you'd like to make sure we mention before we let you go about your 815 day today, John?
Oof, yeah, no, I mean, we got 2 more weeks left of our winter concert series. Summer concert series, Tuesday evening in the garden. So next Tuesday coming up and the following Tuesday are the last 2. So that's definitely something that's worth checking out. If you've never been there, that's a great opportunity to come on in and you see kind of the garden activated in this community space where people come, enjoy some music. There's vendors that are on site, and you bring a chair, bring a blanket, sit on the lawn and enjoy. Outside of that, I mean, once this happens, the garden's open. We'll have some Halloween stuff coming up, and then we'll be planning for our winter lights in December. But, you know, just come on out and visit and just experience the garden. If you've never done it before, I recommend just coming and giving it a try. And I'm almost positive that you will leave like, wow, that was good.
Deep Blue Something with Josh Caterer this Tuesday, and then them Cooley Boys from Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
With Willie Whiskey.
Deep Blue Something, that's the band that sings Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Hey.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a good one.
Nice. Good deal. Well, check out andersongardens.org. Tuesday evenings in the gardens. There's still 2 left of the season, and then like John was saying, all fall and winter long. Every season there's something special there.
Every season, yep, we've got something, and the garden looks different in every season. It's very dynamic. So
nice.
Come back for all the seasons.
Good deal. All right, well, we're going to bring on our next guest and do a little bit of this right here. Stand by.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
Good morning, Joe.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you on. Have you met John
Good
before,
morning.
Joe?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was one of our readers at Garden Explorers this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I read at the garden. I don't know if I was a good reader at the garden, you know, because when you get 100, 200, I don't know, yeah, you may have probably 300-400 people there. And then you get the little kids, and attention span sometimes isn't as good as some of the kids that are a little older. So I don't know if they were interested in what I was doing or that was just them getting active, but it was a fun time.
Well, kudos to you. Good job there. Well,
I want to be a reader. I do not like them, Sam. I am. How's that? Is that a good enough audition there?
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah.
Sounds
I'm in.
like he's
I'm
in.
My little sidekick, Snoopy. He's the one you saw in the back seat of Greg's car. Snoopy.
Yeah, my people will call your people.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. My people is this little
Quick,
guy
Tom,
here.
get some people.
If he doesn't answer, just call back. Okay. Sorry about that. Wow. Go for it.
All right, Tom.
All right,
What do we
here
got
we
for
go. Are
challenging
we ready?
questions this week? Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. As I tell everybody every single week, these questions are all designed not to make you feel like a dummy. Okay? Nobody that plays trivia
Now I'm
is
nervous.
a dummy. But people say, "Oh man, we really no, not at all. We really, because there's 3 of you here, and you're all good.
And we're allowed
The
to
whole
Google,
idea
right?
is to have
To try to-
Yeah, no.
Quick,
no,
quick Google.
this thing
Oh, hold
goes
on.
bye-bye. Yeah. There you go. All right. Here we go. Let's have some fun. Question number 1. What software company is headquartered in Redmond, Washington?
Software company in Redmond, Washington. That sounds like a
What
Microsoft thing, right?
software company?
Washington, state of Washington.
I'm going to go with
I don't know.
Facebook.
No hints here.
Facebook or Microsoft or
Probably
what-
all of them, right?
Oh.
John, I believe you are the tiebreaker here.
You said
It's all on you.
Redmond, Washington Software Company in Redmond, Washington?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Microsoft. I'm going to go with Microsoft.
Microsoft is.
Yeah.
So yes.
we got
Good
one.
job. Good
Sounded
job.
like there was a garage
Good
up
job.
there.
Woohoo!
Good job. Good job.
All right. Okay. Well, just remember Paul Allen, former owner of the Seattle Seahawks. He was with Bill Gates helping. He co-founded Microsoft. But anyway, just a little tidbit there. All right. Question number 2. What company was initially known as Blue Ribbon Sports?
Blue Ribbon Courts, like QU.
Sports.
Oh, sports. Blue Ribbon Sports.
S-P-O-R-T-S, Sports.
Blue Ribbon Sports.
The first thing that comes to my
What
mind
company was initially?
is Barstool Sports,
Oh.
but I don't know that that's right. That's the first thing that popped into my head was Barstool because they've gotten big in the last couple of years. But I don't know if that's.
I'm going with that one.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with El Presidente.
Oh man, no, it's Nike.
Nike.
Nike. Oh,
That was my second.
yeah.
Is there a Pacific
Sorry.
Northwest theme to this trivia?
Yeah.
No, because question
Okay.
number 3 has nothing to do with any of that,
All right.
and 4 doesn't, and 5 definitely not. All right, so here we go. Question number 3. Now this here is simple math. You got to think about it. Think it through though. How many dots appear on a pair of dice? This should be the easiest one of the day.
Oh,
How many dots appear on a pair of dice? So 2 die. 2 dice, whatever. 1 die, 2 dice.
12, 18, 36. 18 each die, right?
On a
6.
pair.
There's 6, a 5 and a 1, and a 4 and a 2. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not forgetting. I'm
And a
forgetting the
3.
3.
I'm going with 21.
So 21 times 2. So 42.
Yeah.
Okay, 42.
Ooh,
We got it. 42 is the correct answer. Woo! I know that was
slow down, Greg. Slow down.
Math in the morning.
I'm sorry. I almost forgot you,
You know-
3. Forgive me, 3.
If I had a Barbie doll, I'd hold it up and go, Mandy, stop! I don't have Barbie dolls. I have manly stuffed animals, like stuffed bears. I get the little logo in my way. Manly stuffed bears.
So
Yeah,
many
Packer
stuff.
fan having bears.
Go Bears.
I do.
I
do.
expected
No. Yeah, go Bears and take the White Sox with you.
that.
By the way, Brewer fan, Greg, Cubs are 3 games out now. I'm a Cub fan too. Bear fan and a Packer fan and a Cub fan. Bear fan. What's that? Freudian slip there. All right. What artist has the most streams on Spotify? And I'll give you one hint. It's probably exactly who you would think.
Is it
What
Taylor?
artist?
Is it Taylor
And let
Swift?
me just add one. What?
Taylor. for
Yeah, it's
sure.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, is
I
that?
was thinking, yeah, because I didn't want you guys to miss that one,
Oh,
because
yeah.
Taylor.
Well, there was a thing that came out this
I
week.
like Taylor
The
Swift.
top the stream songs on Spotify, and none of like the top 50 are Taylor's, or none of the top 20 are Taylor Swift songs, but she has way more songs than a lot of other artists. So cumulatively, yeah, she would have the
Yeah.
most streams. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the most
Good question.
stream song is either Billie Jean by Michael Jackson or maybe the Eagles Hotel California, something like that. I saw something on YouTube about that. So I don't pay attention to most of that because it changes daily. And different sources will give you different answers. It's ridiculous. All right, here we go. This is an easy one. Well, it may not be an easy one. Number 5, which country has the most World Cups? This was talked about a couple of weeks ago, and it's not the country that won it this year, so it's not Spain.
Most World Cups.
Yep. Which company is the most World Cup?
I feel like we should have 3 options.
Yeah, right.
Multiple choice.
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 options then.
Oh,
and I'm going to do them in alphabetical order. Okay. All right. In alphabetical order. Argentina, Brazil, Mexico.
I was
Did that
leaning
help?
toward either Argentina or Brazil. I'm
Yeah,
thinking
my
it's one of
guess was
those two.
going to be Brazil.
I'm going to go with Brazil.
All right, come on, Brazil. Let's go.
Brazil it is.
Woo!
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Right.
4 out of 5.
And you're welcome for the option.
Yeah, thank
4
you.
out
No,
of 5. Okay. This one here requires you to pay attention. I got to check around and see if I have any Mickey Mouse stuff. I don't think I do, so we're good. What color are Mickey Mouse's shoes?
Yellow.
Yellow or white, right? So probably yellow.
Yellow.
I think white.
Yellow it is.
Woo!
Yellow it is.
Nailed it.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. All right. Final question.
Fine question.
Greg, you don't get to answer this unless they don't get it,
All right.
because it's a Packer question. Greg and I do local trivia or Packers trivia. Sometimes I alternate every other week. Well, it's football, baby. It's football.
It's
So
football
we're doing
season.
Packers trivia today. All right. Who did? Yes, it is. From now until February 14th, with only 1 week that we don't play, and that's when they do that stupid Pro Bowl thing. February 7th, whatever. Nobody
What's
watches.
the point? What's the
Nobody cares.
point?
All right. What's the point? It's flag football, you know. Team Prime Time is going to play Team Ed Reed or something. I don't know. All right. Who did the Packers beat in Super Bowl 31? Right there. World champs. Oh, it actually, that's the right one, too. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. No, it isn't. That's not the right one. But it doesn't matter. Still Packers Super Bowl champs. I've had a little too much of this.
Not the Bears. That's my answer.
Not the Bears.
Not the Bears. They did beat them in the NFC Championship game to go and win Super Bowl 40. What was it? I don't know what it was. Super Bowl 45, I think.
40.
That one right there. That's it. 45. That's the one where they beat Pittsburgh. So it wasn't Pittsburgh. You could also give me the final score, and I would give you that one. I'd give it to you.
Super Bowl 31.
34-17.
Where they won
Yep.
the year after they lost to the the year after they lost to the Broncos. Denver Broncos were on that juggernaut where they won 2 in a row. So the year before, wasn't it the Patriots that they played? I think it was.
It might have been.
What,
It was.
Can I ask
Desmond Howard.
clarifying question?
Desmond Howard was the
MVP.
what's that?
I said, can I ask a clarifying question for a non-sports fan? What year was this?
Oh, that was 1996 season, and it was January of 1997 for the Super Bowl.
Okay, no, that's not going to
There
help
you go.
me either.
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, John, are you a Giants fan by chance?
I am not. I am not.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He's got the actual cup there.
That's pretty cool.
See, that's
pretty
why
cool.
I said you couldn't answer unless they couldn't.
This has been on my
that is cool.
been on
Well,
my
we
desk
both have
for
like a
so
lot of
long.
Packers.
That's cool.
And you never thought you'd use it, but you did. Okay, so John, the
Yeah.
year after the Packers won the Super Bowl,
Okay.
I'm sorry, because this is 2011 that I'm thinking about, when the Giants won the Super Bowl after
Yes.
the Packers went 15 to 1 for the season, and they got beat by the Giants in what essentially was round number 2, but it was the first game for the Packers.
Yeah.
Because Mike McCarthy sat everybody, and Aaron Rodgers was off. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn because he's a rhythm and timing quarterback. But don't get me started. So anyway, yeah, they beat the Patriots 35-21. Desmond Howard was your MVP, and
Very
it was
good.
a joyous occasion. You know what? I'm going to give you a real quick little personal story, though. My daughter became diabetic that year. long story short, we had to rush her. We didn't. A helicopter rushed her up to Madison because when we were living in Beloit at the time, Beloit couldn't handle her. She was in respiratory distress, blah, blah, blah. It's a really interesting story. It had a great ending. She's alive and well, and she celebrates her 40th birthday here on October 21st. So love my baby girl. Anyway, that was the year. That was the beginning of the year. It was Labor Day weekend. It was the Sunday. Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers just absolutely beat up on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, beat them like 37-14 or whatever. And little did we know that was the start of the best season in my lifetime for the Packers. And it was great. It was a really nice cap to an otherwise horrible, when your daughter becomes diabetic at 9 years old, it's a little rough. It's a little rough. There were mornings when I would wake up and I'd run in there and check on her. She's just fine. So, as my oldest, so whatever. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Well, before we let John and Joe
done.
go, over under on
6-1.
Bears wins, guys. What's your over under on Bears wins for the season? What do you think? Can they go 15-2 this year? That's a stretch,
15
right?
wins is tough, but I think we're going to have the Packers number this year and maybe a couple years into the future. But I think we could have a 13 wins.
It's hard to argue.
I'm predicting for the Bears 10-7 and up, and at the very most 11-5. But I think Green Bay is going to 11-6. I think Green Bay is going to go 12-5, 13-4, because Green Bay has shored up all of the stuff from last year. Defensive coordinator, new and very aggressive. Special teams coordinator, new, very aggressive. Rich Bisaccia was awful. Trey Smack has been smacking the ball around. That's cleaned up.
He might be a little overconfident, guys. He might be just a little overconfident.
I can tell he's definitely a Packer fan.
Yeah.
How could you tell? How did you know? If Greg were to zoom in, you'd see it's just nothing but.
He knows the maintenance guys who were replaced.
I do. Sam. Yeah, Sam Gustafson. Yeah,
the trucking companies knew.
Well, funny enough, the equipment manager, I have his book right up there. Dominic something or other. He was equipment manager for like 30 years. He wrote a book called The Packer Tapes. I have the book, so that's kind of funny. You didn't know how true that was.
We're going to let you
real
go
quickly
about your
and
day
then you
to
look
Rockfest.
Okay.
And we got to get to Joe here in a minute. So, John, have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you downtown. All right.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of your 815.
God bless. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, switching gears to Fairhaven and Joe Sosnowski. And real quick, Joe, let's get into all things Joe first. Are you a lifelong Rockfordian? What is your background?
Not a lifelonger. I moved with my wife in around 2004 from DeKalb, where we both went to school at Northern Illinois. And prior to that, I grew up in Hanover Park, Carroll Stream, and went to West Chicago High School. So not too far, but about an hour from here.
Was West Chicago the Warriors too?
No, West Chicago Wildcats.
The Wildcat. We've had someone on before. I think was Wildcats in West Chicago. I forgot that.
Yeah.
So did you play sports at West Chicago High School, Joe?
No, I should have played baseball, but I played baseball elementary and middle school and was pretty good at it. But then I wanted to try basketball, and I wasn't as good at that because it was a pretty big school. I think we had 500-600 kids in my freshman class. So it was a different world going in when you had 60 kids trying out for basketball. So I didn't quite make the cut for basketball, but I should have stayed with baseball. I could have been able to play there for a couple of years, but wasn't my favorite sport. So
sounds very
similar. You could have played Major League Baseball for the Cubs.
Well, I don't know if I was that. I was okay enough to probably play high school, but
you and Ichigo could have been on the same All-Star team.
Yeah.
So post high school NIU.
Yeah.
And then after that, what's kind of your career arc that led you to Fairhaven?
Yeah, I've always been involved in politics. So when I graduated NIU, I ran for city council and then also got involved in real estate. So, both public and private positions, and kind of stayed in real estate for a while, and that led me into Rockford, where I worked for a local company doing both commercial and residential real estate. But in the meantime, I decided to run for city council also, so I kind of did both of those. And then 2008 came along, and real estate had quieted down for a little bit, needless to say. And at that time, I was kind of looking for something different anyways. And so an opportunity opened up in the fundraising world with Rockford Christian. And kind of the rest is history. Just kind of got into the fundraising world, still stayed involved in politics, running eventually for state representative where I'm at now. And then, just kind of worked in the nonprofit realm doing fundraising for education. And then most recently helping out Fairhaven with their annual fund and capital needs and planned giving and things like that. So it's kind of in that nonprofit realm. And it's been a nice opportunity to help the community and help folks that need it.
The 12-ish years that I spent in Christian radio here in Rockford exposed me to the fact that we have just one of the most generous, kind communities you could ever plug into. The willingness of people to support good causes in the Rockford area is it's strong here, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And we see that all the time, both in my time with K through 12 in a private school, but with Fairhaven too, you've just got folks that want to come around good opportunities, and I don't know if that's part of our tough industrial heritage here in Rockford, where you just had people who are hard workers, they gave back to their church, their community, wanted to be involved in youth sports in the park district and things like that, and just saw it as, their position to be involved and make the community a better place. And I think that is definitely a huge underpinning in our community of people just wanting to come around and help others.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. And that's one of the reasons why we do what we do here at InCrowd 815 is we want to help continue to expose that and remind people that collaboration between businesses and not-for-profits is a beautiful thing. It's one of the ways of marketing that you're less concerned about just how successful it is as you are supporting the not-for-profit. So it becomes a residual, and this is here's me preaching to the choir, right? It becomes a residual of what you're doing if you're actively supporting a not-for-profit and letting people know about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we do at Fairhaven, it's a Christian-based retirement center, and a lot of people sometimes think about senior centers or senior living communities, and we really are a community. We've got duplexes, independent housing, but then we have supportive care and independent apartment style living, and so we're really there again as a nonprofit to benefit the community. And we provide, seniors with just great living opportunities that they can transition based off of their need in life. And one thing that's really helps also, people don't really necessarily think about immediately until you're involved personally, is that, if you're a family member, a kid of a parent who's aging a little bit and needs a little extra help, we kind of are able to come in, help, provide, that independent or supportive level of care. And those families could be, active members of the community, take care of their own families and kids, work, and then also know that, their parents, their loved ones are well taken care of. And so, that's kind of the heart of what we do at Fairhaven, and providing that care for those who need it. But then again, there's also folks who, live in our independent and duplexes who, they just want to be part of a great community of folks, and, they may not need any help at all. And so that's available for them also.
So you're not just in a assisted living facility. You have a lot more options than just that.
Yeah. Full-fledged senior living community. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we're on your website here, fairhaven.cc, and we want people to visit that. Just again, the link is in the chat. So one click will take you right here to the website, and you get all the information you need about Fairhaven. But when people move into Fairhaven, do you find, what do you find is the stickiest part that you need to help people, get over the hump to get into a a living situation at Fairhaven? Is there something that you find that, okay, we know that this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Here comes the speed bump. Here's what we're going to prepare our incoming persons to deal with. Is there anything that you're kind of focused on when people are new to Fairhaven?
We have a great team, so me personally, with new potential residents, that kind of falls with our marketing and our support staff and our leadership team. But, the great thing about us is, it's just a wonderful community of over 200 employees, that do everything. And so, a lot of it is answering questions, knowing where people are at in their life, what they're looking for, and just kind of sharing that information and letting them get to know people. And of course, like any good business or operation, a lot of what we do is word of mouth. So people know about us and they mention it to friends. So, of course, we do some marketing and stuff like that to get the word out. But, a lot of it's word of mouth and references. And, so when people come to visit, not only do they meet great staff, get the chance to see everything that's offered, they can also go and find some friends and referrals to talk to and, get a firsthand review of just everything we have to offer.
This is a good summation part of the webpage right here. Fairhaven Faith, Food, Fellowship, and Forever Care. That spells it out pretty well. Yeah,
great home for folks. And so we're happy to what we can do for the community. And, we just enjoy being that role for families that need it.
Well, I know you've got a big event coming up here, and still time to jump in for the 2026 Par for a Purpose. This is happening out at which golf course again?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. So it's going to be at Aldine Golf Course. And one thing I forgot to mention is, we have over 300 residents. And you had kind of mentioned business partnerships and kind of what I do. And so the great thing about this is not only are we working with Aldine and El Giovanni over there at Alchemy, we're going to have some great food. It's coming up on September 16th. And it's going to be 8 o'clock show up. People will get some free range balls, and then it'll be a 9:30 shotgun start. And like you mentioned, fairhaven.cc is our website. Don't ask me where CC came from. I always get that question, and I don't know. Somebody told me in our marketing group, but I keep forgetting that. But you can get all the information there. But we're going to have, Philip from Chick-fil-A is providing some breakfast sandwiches for when people show up. We've got a bunch of great sponsors like Performance Food Group. They go by PFG, who are kind of our event sponsor, and a bunch of others. And so we've got opportunities, not just for golfing, if you're a golfer, but also for sponsorships. And so you can definitely get more information on our website. But if you are a golfer, Aldine and Chris French over there have promised an immaculate course, a fun day of golf. And we're looking forward to it. And so even if you're not a golfer, I love golf, but I golf about 5 times a year. So, that probably tells you how good my game is. But love to get out there.
Me too.
Have a good shot. But we certainly encourage folks just to come out and have fun.
Nice. And I just checked
my
QR
my
code.
handicap is my golf swing.
Me too.
Tom and I are lucky if we play twice every summer. If I get out 2-3 times, that's about par for the course, pun intended. And then on a really good year, I'll get out 4 or 5 times. So September 16th.
Go ahead.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you're looking for a new car, Anderson Toyota is sponsoring a hole-in-one.
Hey.
So if you knock that on a single hit, you'll drive away with a new car that day also. So kudos to Anderson Toyota for sponsoring that. Not an easy thing to do, but if you can get it done, you got a new car.
That's a fun thing to do. We used to do stuff like that at the radio station where we would buy these interesting insurance policies against people winning.
Yes.
I think the most fun one we ever did was punt a football into a back of a truck to win the truck.
Ooh.
And it had to be from 40 yards or further away. And we actually had a guy hit the truck once, but we never had anybody actually land in the bed of the truck. So it was really hard. So
now, what if it lands in the truck and bounces out? Does that count?
Nope.
Or does it have
to
to
stay
stay
in the truck? Had to
That's
stay
the
in
tricky
Oh,
part. You
man,
might be
that's
able to hit the
cheesy.
truck, but
And they had videos of people doing it. It had been done in the past, so it was possible. It's just
yes.
extremely hard to do. All right, well, Joe, I've got you are our AI question person of the week this week. So every week I try to come up with some. I ask AI some questions to ask our guest, and I asked Gemini this morning. I said I'm interviewing Joe Sosnowski.
That's good.
Director of Development for Fairhaven. And please give me 3 good questions to ask him about the retirement center. So let's see how good the AI did today. The first question was about continuum of care and lifestyle. Fairhaven offers a full spectrum of living options, independent living to supportive care. From a development standpoint, how does the campus ensure seniors maintain an active lifestyle and have peace of mind as their individual care needs evolve over time? We kind of already talked about that, but maybe you want to say a little bit more about it.
Yeah, since you kind of mentioned development in there, again, a little bit more specific to my role in the Par for a Purpose golf outing, we raise funds, and some people are like, well, why do you raise money for a senior living community? And well, the reason is, we are charitable and a nonprofit for a reason. And so we have what's called a Have Faith Fund. And that's where, any money that comes from businesses and supporters, families, people that just, want to lend a helping hand to help us, it goes into the Have Faith Fund. And what that does is it helps with benevolent funding. So people who have some financial needs or need some extra assistance, we have a pool of funds to be there to help with that. It also helps build an employee scholarship fund. So primarily for our nursing, but not just nursing, but we have employees that can then, they start out as a CNA, they can go on and utilize the scholarship to enhance their individual abilities. And, even if they don't stay with us forever, that's, more expert nursing care being homegrown in our community. And then the third thing with capital in our endowment, it just kind of helps build things that we've got as a safeguard, but also builds some of those extras in our community. So it comes around that question of providing a little bit more for our residents, recreational paths, landscaping. We got a little putting green out back, where I'll be able to get some practice before the Par for the Purpose golf outing, and activity areas for seniors in the community.
That's nice. And that actually.
No, you need to practice your driving so you can win the car.
Yeah. Good luck.
For sure.
The second question has to go right along those lines. It has a community connection and campus growth. It says, as the greater Rockford and Loves Park area continues to grow, are there any new initiatives, capital projects, or facility enhancements in the works that the development team is prioritizing to serve the next generation of residents right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're always, our board is, a volunteer board working with our CEO and management team. They're always forward thinking and planning. Not too long ago, we purchased some additional land in and around our current community just for that particular purpose, is kind of be ready for future growth and, changes in business. As time goes on, people are looking for different things. So, no set plans for sure, but I know the board has talked about, offering more senior apartments, that are fully, independent apartments where it's just in the community, but it's kind of a senior geared apartment living. We've also looked at additional growth in duplexes and in different types of living communities where they're, I can't remember the names, so you have to forgive me for that, but, some senior living communities, they start creating more pod-like living where you have a handful of duplexes that are kind of around a little park area. So you might have 12 to 15 residents that, kind of have their own little mini community within a community. And so, just kind of looking at those exciting future opportunities. Nothing laid in stone right now, but, definitely always planning.
And in case someone maybe isn't familiar, Fairhaven, the facility is right across the street from Rockford Lutheran Schools, right there on Alpine. That's the bigger. There's 2 of them kind of right. There's actually like 3 of them right around there. Now that I think about it, but yours is kind of the more. It looks a little bit bigger and bigger footprint, if you will, around that part of Alpine Road. And you guys have been nice enough to open up your facility for our Bridge Builders networking group to meet there last month. And then again, I think next month, we're also going to be back there again. And the facility's just beautiful. And the chapel was great to host our Bridge Builders networking group, which is coming up again next month. So thank you.
Always happy to have you. That's wonderful. And that's, we want to be open, obviously, to the community, and it helps us because it builds familiarity with people that may not know a lot about us. So we love that opportunity always.
At least half the people that attended last time had never been in the building before. So it was a good eye-opening thing. And then finally, the third question here, faith-based mission and stewardship. Fairhaven has a longstanding faith-based foundation. How does that core mission shape your donor relations, community partnerships, and your overall strategy for your long-term organizational health? They're getting deep here in the AI, Joe.
Yeah, way to go, AI. Good question. It kind of somewhat answered itself, but as a faith-based, Christian-based institution, obviously our main purpose and goal is God, and providing a, great, comfortable living community that's kind of focused on, the scriptures and Christian living. And so, that's a deep part of our mission and purpose. We do all the essentials, of course, though, provide a great place, great food service, the duplexes are maintained. We've got guys out there lawn mowing and landscaping. And so we're doing a little bit of everything, but it's that, the kind of that Christian mission, and, offering things like chapel during the week, special music coming in, special events, things around Christmas time and Easter, and, just kind of doing all of those extras that, really set ourselves apart from others, and hopefully in a great positive way of just, building community, and encouraging charitable giving. And I think what we see from those who support us financially is exactly that. They want to support that. They see us serving a vital need, Christian-based mission, helping families, in the community, care for loved ones. And, it's just, that's our heart and soul and what we love to do.
Nice. Good deal. Well, before we let you go, I do ask it also for some funny or odd questions to ask our last guest on the show. The three that it gave me, one has to do with potential showdowns. One has to do with late night activities, and the other has to do with the menu. And I'm not sure which one I think is funnier or more relevant. So I'm going to go with the first one it gave me. It says, "Be honest, Joe. What gets more competitive on campus at Fairhaven, the weekly bingo showdowns or securing a prime parking spot?"
Oh boy. Well, parking, I don't believe is an issue, but I think it's probably a close tie between the bingo and getting your seat at lunch, because something about lunch seats, we have folks, in or inside dining, they're lining up sometimes 30 minutes before, because they're looking to get their favorite seat, and that, or they're looking to get some extra appetizers. I'm not quite sure. I have to get the inside scoop on exactly what's going on there.
That's good. That's good. And I'm sure somebody watching this down the line can maybe put in the comments exactly what goes on there. It's like, I've heard mom say this, or I've heard dad say this, and this is what the deal is.
For sure. Please comment on what the favorites are, or if we have things to improve, or of course, reach out to us through our website. We'd love to get that feedback.
Yeah. When it's liver and onions day in the cafeteria, dad wants to be first in line, because my wife loves liver and onions, so she would be first in line for that day at the cafeteria. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would not be, but Gladdy is our chef over there. He takes care of all of our food service, and he's kind of new. I'll have to check with him on when liver and onions day is, and the next year over there, we'll get you a plate.
There you go. All right. Is there anything?
That'll be the day I swing through McDonald's before I get there.
Right. Is there anything we did not ask you about today that you want to make sure we mention before we let you go about your weekend?
No, I think we've got it covered. But any questions? I'm available again through our website. There's contact information, fairhaven.cc. Love to talk to you if you're interested in learning more about Fairhaven as a community. I will get you in touch with the right group, the right people with our marketing team that know everything. I know enough to be dangerous. So they're the experts. So they'll get you all the vital, accurate, 100% information. So look forward to having you.
I want to thank you too
We
for
should do a trivia night.
Hey, let's do trivia night. Let's do a.
We have done trivia nights also. That's definitely something that happens too. And so for sure, we should definitely try to tie something in with you guys.
Tom loves his 50s, 60s, and 70s music too. So that'd be a round of music trivia in there that I think they would enjoy.
Oh, absolutely. There you go.
I'll even go back to some Sinatra too.
Yeah. Yep. And we've had some musicians play some pretty good Sinatra impersonations, so you might be impressed.
Nice. Good deal. Before I let you go, Joe, I want to say thank you for serving our community as you do as a representative. Do you have any events as a representative in our government that you want to let people know about too for yourself, Joe?
Well, we're all over. Right now we're in Belvedere for the Boone County Fair, of course. So we've got a booth out there. Come out and join us. We'll also, my district, goes from Rockford to Huntley now. So it's a big one. So we're hopping all over, but we're doing a Medicare event up in Richmond later this fall. And we'll be at Huntley Fall Fest, which is kind of like an October-ish festival, kind of like a county fair, but smaller. If you check out my state website or Facebook, we'd love to have you out for that. And I appreciate you plugging that. Thanks.
Absolutely. It's I know it's a challenge to stay in touch with constituents because not everybody speaks up when they want to. They don't know how to sometimes. Facebook is a great place to connect with your representatives because there's is Lee Awano still working for you, Lee?
No, she actually moved on to bigger and better things since she was in Illinois. She was out in Washington, D.C. for a little while, but she was my first legislative aide and has just done fantastic kind of in Washington government relations and works with a big company out there. And funny you mentioned that. We ran into her and another former employee in Chicago at a conference where it's kind of like a legislative conference, and got to catch up and learn a little bit about her and her family. And she's got a little 6-year-old, I believe, if I've got the age right. And so it's fun. I've been around a little bit, and so we've had a lot of different interns and some staff, and it's fun to see folks grow in their career, kind of take off, go do some different things. And I feel like the old guy, they're like, hey, we remember working for you a while back, and, thanks for the opportunity. And here's what we're doing now. And I'm like, oh man, how did time fly? So.
I'm 95% sure she was a student of Mrs. Saunders back in the day at Christian Life Schools. And so it was kind of cool to see her work for a number of years. And that's really awesome. So, again, thank you for serving the community that way. And we will be sure to keep in touch. All right, Joe, have best of luck in your golf outing. Sounds great. Appreciate it, guys. Have a great one. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. That went very, very well today. How about this? I don't want to jinx it, but technology has been pretty good to us today. A little bit of a delay, but not terrible. So I'll take that.
Come on, big money. Come on, big money.
Big number of the week this week is 20 million is the answer. Condiment or consumption. And you gave me your guess.
My guess.
And I need to take a quick peek here as to what the score is and change the score. There we go. So what's your favorite condiment, Tom?
Oh, gosh. My favorite mayonnaise, probably.
Mayonnaise? I'm a Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce guy myself. Want to give some kudos today.
Okay, I guess barbecue sauce would probably be my favorite. I guess I wasn't thinking of that as a condiment necessarily, but yeah, okay, barbecue sauce, and then mayonnaise. I love mayonnaise.
All right. Well, thanks. Kudos going to the ketchup scientists at Heinz. They're always working hard to evolve the condiment game for the rest of us, and their latest brainchild is called the Love Lid. Any idea what the Love Lid might do, Tom?
Wow. Well, I've got an answer that you don't want to hear. It would keep your hot dog from getting pregnant.
The love lid is what they're calling it. So it's got 3 variable settings on the lid: like, love, and crazy love. So that toggles the amount of runny ketchup water that initially squirts out of your bottle, basically. So if you just want a little bit of ketchup, you use the like, and it won't squirt out too much. If you want quite a bit, you use love, and if you want a lot, you use crazy love. I like this idea. I haven't tried this lid yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it because I think it's a good idea. You're getting the point,
The
Tom.
one
You
thing
guess
that
consumption.
drives me. What's that?
You got the point.
Oh, I get the point.
Yes.
Well, let me just say one thing about ketchup or mustard. When you flip it over and you go like this, you see the amount of water. What drives me nuts is it comes out all yellow water.
Yeah.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
Check it out.
I've now gotten to the point where I'll squirt it in the sink to get the regular, and then you're wasting a teaspoon of mustard. So just
Right.
aggravating.
Shake that thing up.
Maybe the love lid is what I need.
So true or false, Tom? Ants, creepy crawly ants are they are not one of the 10 insects approved for human consumption in South Korea. Is that true or false?
I'll say it's false.
You'll say it's false. Despite customers' awareness of the insects in their orders, prosecutors in South Korea are reportedly seeking a 1-year sentence for the chef and a fine of 20 million won, which is about $14,000, for the Seoul Korea restaurant, owing to the fact that ants are not one of the 10 insects approved for human consumption in South Korea. They approve a lot of insects for consumption, but not ants, and they've been using these ants in certain dishes. No.
Wow.
How do
It
you
makes
feel?
you want to not go to a foreign country. I'm sorry, but what did you put in this? Oh, don't worry. You like. No, I don't know. I've heard of chocolate covered ants. That's why I figured it was a no-brainer, but I should have went with the obvious other answer.
I'll do the fake ants, like the chocolate jimmies that you put on peanut butter, celery sticks and stuff like that, or whatever. The fake ants, but they're really just
Ants on a log, raisins.
Right. Stuff like that.
Something. Yeah.
All right, couple of shout outs before we wrap up today.
Call it ants.
If you like our new logo right up here, the In Crowd 815 podcast logo, we're debuting that today, kind of a soft launch, if you will. Shout out to Kyle McDonald. I got to act with Kyle in The Wizard of Oz at Starlight Theater this summer. And when we got to talking, he said he's the sales manager over at Fisher's Potato Chips. And he said, yeah, that's my full-time job. I went to college as a graphic designer, and I love doing that. And that's kind of my side hustle. I'm like, dude, here's something, if you can do for us, we would love to upgrade our logo to emphasize the podcast. And this is what he came up with, and I love it. So Kyle McDonald, thank you, buddy.
Nice.
We talked a little bit about Norwegian Cruise Lines. I would have loved to talk to John more about his experience as a cruise director, because my wife and I just went on a cruise. We left out of Southampton, which is the same port that the Titanic left out of. We sailed out of
Oh, nice.
We went to Kirkwall, Scotland. We went to Bergen, Norway, and we went to 3 stops in Iceland, including Reykjavik, and had a wonderful time on Norwegian. And the cruise director for our cruise, her name was Sophie. She was excellent. She was witty and topical and right on things, and just very, very impressive. Her whole team was very impressive. We had a great time on board the Norwegian Star, and I think they are now taking the Star to the Mediterranean either this week or next week to continue its cruise season. But kudos to Norwegian Cruise Lines for a great vacation. Quick shout out to Wisconsin State Fair. Went to that this week for a day, and I really enjoyed that a lot. BNI Profit Professionals, thanks for having me as a sub this week to talk about what we're doing here at In Crowd 815. Kudos to Trivia at Louis. Tom's Trivia at Louis every Wednesday night. We want to have an In Crowd 815 team every Wednesday night, even if I'm not there. So please come on out, play trivia. And if you don't have more than 2 people to have your own team, join the In Crowd 815 team. We want you. 7 o'clock.
And even if you show up and Greg's not there and you say, well, we were going to play for Incredible, I'll take care of it.
Yes.
I will get you set up in a booth or, wherever, and we'll make it work. But this way, at least 815, Incrowd 815, we get the name out. It's not about that so much as it's about, well, it is. It's about everything. But it's about showing up, and it's about, being. And so come on out and make it. And trust me, you're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, it's fun.
So let me give you a shout out, Greg. We spent some time at the Machine Shed yesterday in Rockford.
Rockford Link Lunch, yeah.
Well, Greg was the presenter. Yeah, Rockford Link Lunch. Greg was the presenter for IG. Well, yeah, you're going to have to help me out with that one. Greg, of course, you did a fantastic job with the solar panel thing. And so come out to Linked Lunch every Monday. Every Friday. It's every
second Friday of the month.
Friday of the month. Second Friday of the month, and it's a lot of fun. And the food is really, really good.
Food's great.
Pot pie was really, really good.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, we talked about community solar, being able to take advantage of solar without putting anything on your house. And I'm really excited about what that means for people who either can't put solar on their house or realize the negative side of putting solar panels on your house, which we talked about on Friday. There's some positives for sure, but there's some negatives as well. And you need to weigh those things before you go ahead and sign a big long contract to put panels on your house. So that is true. Thank you for that, Tom. Quick shout out to the Rock Valley College Starlight Theater. The Stars of Starlight show was last night, the final show, if you will, of the season. The 60th season is now completely in the books, with the one exception. There is a Shakespeare this fall, and I believe that starts in the middle to late September out there at Rock Valley College. But what a great 60th season. Really enjoyed being a part of that this year. Rock Yard Music Fest continues today downtown Rockford. Check that out. And very, very happy birthday tomorrow to my favorite ex-girlfriend, who's been my wife now for 31 years. Happy birthday, Christy. I love you so much, and can't wait to celebrate with you this weekend some more. So there you go. Those are my shout outs for this week. Anything you want to add there before we wrap up, Tom?
Real quick, I know we both got to go because I'm meeting the guy who's fixing my computer. Going to pick it up today. But Packer game on Thursday night. Do not despair. Do not despair. Keyshawn Nixon won't even be a part of that team in the next couple of days. Boy, I tell you what,
we learned that Thursday.
About somebody who's wanting. Oh my goodness gracious! And they were showing some footage yesterday on that Bear game last year where he just, you and I were watching the game together. He just kind of slides over. And Kyle Monange, I believe is who it was, just shoots right into the end zone. He's like, what are you doing? You should have been gone right then and there.
Yeah.
Of course, I believe that was the playoff game. So he was. Essentially, that was his last game. But anyway, he won't be there. Green Bay is, they're going to be good. They're going to be good. They didn't play any of their starters, except for maybe the first series. And we ended up with a couple of field goals. Trey Smack looks really good as our kicker. He looks really good. He essentially hit 258-yarders right down the middle, and then he hit a 38 and a 37. So we are going to be good. We are going to be good. Now the Bears are going to be good as well, but I do believe in what I said earlier, 10-7, 11-5, because they're not going to win games by the seat of their pants. They're not going to win games in the last 2 minutes. That just was an aberration. It was one of those things that can't sustain. That's almost like saying, well, I'm going to pay my house payment when when my lottery numbers hit. I'm probably going to win 2,000 on the lottery this week, so I'm going to go ahead and pay my lottery.
But they will have the confidence. They will have the confidence gained from winning those games. So that will make a difference this year. How much? Who knows? We'll see.
That is a big thing when you talk about confidence. When you talk about, and that all goes to Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's a phenomenal coach. He is a phenomenal. I don't like the guy. I think he's kind of a tool, but he's a phenomenal coach. He really is. I think, because of Ben Johnson rather than in spite of Ben Johnson. I say in spite of LaFleur, the Packers will do well. I think Matt LaFleur is a better coach than what he's proven and what he's shown because he hasn't let Jordan Love cook. You look at the games that they've lost without getting too deep into this. 10-7, 16-13 to Carolina, 10-7 to Philadelphia, 13-10 to Cleveland, a game my son and I were at in Cleveland. It was great. Cleveland fans are wonderful. And then they lost a couple of other games by by just a touchdown or a field goal. Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? You know, I mean, geez, to steal a phrase from Peter Bukowski, my favorite podcast host, next to you, of course. Anyway, but
It's
but
okay.
it's just, they're not going to.
I'm happy to be number
Packers are
two.
not. Oh, that changed that. No, don't say that. How about I'm happy to be second? Wow.
I gotta get
Anyway,
people to comment on this somehow. I gotta say something to get people to comment because we need more interaction
that's
from
true.
From our viewership.
Well, if you
That's
want comments, there once was a girl named Alice. Never mind.
The most comments we get are either on Twitch or on X, and it's usually people commenting about you talking about the Packers. Oh, you suppose he's a Packer fan? Or, oh, wow, he's only, he sees things through the rose-colored glasses. I'm like, whatever.
They're not rose-colored.
They're not rose-colored, but
I know.
You
get a lot of, well, okay, maybe so, but last year we made the playoffs. The year before, made the playoffs. The year before, made the playoffs. We've won 13 world championships, more than any other team. It's a great organization. See, that's the thing. It's a great organization. We always manage to be there when the end is there. Now, the reason we didn't make a good push in the playoffs is because Matt LaFleur got conservative, or he choked, or whatever you want to call it. The year before, we had injuries. Jordan Love was injured. The year before that, we had a great run with the Dallas win. We should have beat San Fran. We would have been in the NFC Championship game. The ball didn't bounce our way. Yeah. So, look, this is our year. And you're right. I'm probably a little overconfident. But I will say this. I watch a lot of Packers coverage, a lot of podcasts. And this guy I keep mentioning, my man crush, I guess you could say. No, that sounded
throw it out there.
But
That's
anyway,
right.
Peter Bukowski, he is so good. He does Locked On Packers. I find it on YouTube, and he is so good because he calls out people. He'll call out Matt LaFleur. He'll call out Keyshawn Nixon. He'll call out the defense. He'll call out everybody, but he also will give praise to whoever deserves it. He's very, very honest, very bright individual. I absolutely love his podcasts because they're so good. He is so fair and so balanced, and I mean, he's very, very good. And I get a lot of information from him. And to this point, I don't think he's ever really put something out there that I ran with. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, what was he talking about? No, he's pretty spot on. Yes. He really is. So there's where my overconfidence comes from. Greg is gone. I bored him to death. He left.
I had to pick something up off the floor there. If you're looking for a good podcast, Locked On Your Favorite Team, look it up on Spotify. Whatever your favorite team is, looked up Locked On and then your team name. There's a bunch of them. So Locked On Packers is.
Oh, absolutely. It's Locked On everything. They have Locked On Indiana Fever, Locked On, I don't know, the Seattle Seahawks.
Locked On Bulls, Locked On Bucks,
or
Locked
whatever.
On all stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Yes. And that's, you can do that. So.
Awesome. Well, hey, buddy,
I should check out Lockdown Cup.
You should. Next week, we're going to be talking all things Rockford Rotary. We have a super strong Rotary Club here in the 815, and we're going to be talking next week with Rockford Rotary. And I believe Lynn Momberger is going to join us, who has joined us in the past for different organizations. And I believe Paul is also going to be joining us. Paul Vandriska, who I believe is the current president or vice president of our Rockford Rotary Club that meets at the Veterans Memorial Hall every week, and we'll talk about that next week. All right. Super big time thanks to John Gleason from Anderson Japanese Gardens, the Rotarian. Yes, thanks to Joe Sosnowski from Fairhaven Christian Retirement Center for joining us today. Happy 815 day, everybody. Hope to see you downtown for Rockfest. Mark Henderson from the Weather Hub says he was a little concerned about today's weather, but it actually is looking to be pretty decent, better than he thought it was going to be initially earlier this week. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. So head on down to Davis Park if you are so inclined. All right. Remember, friends, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone today. We'll try to do the same every day this week. Meet you back here for another In Crowd 815 podcast next week. Thank you, buddy. Have a good one.
You too. I'll talk to you later.
815 in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.